Well, good afternoon. We are here in St.Mark Square. You can see the Basilica. St. Mark's Basilica dominates the square with its Eastern style onion domes, its glowing mosaics. Mark Twain said it looked like a vast warty bug taking a meditative walk. Rick Steve says it looks like a tiara wearing ladybugs copulating. To the right of the basilica is a 325 foot tall campanile, this bell tower. I was with my camera to go up here. There we go. Behind us, you catch a glimpse, or behind it, you catch a glimpse of the Doge Palace, where we are visiting next. It's kind of a pink thing right to the right of the basilica. Lining the square are the former government office buildings that administered the Venetian Empire's vast network of trading posts, which stretched all the way. So, this is one of Europe's great urban spaces. It's the only square in Venice to merit the title piazza. Nearly 2 football fields long, it's surrounded by the offices of the Republic. So, on the right are these old offices with 16th century Renaissance, and on the left over here we have the new offices. These are 17th century, high Renaissance. And then Napoleon, he called this piazza the most beautiful drawing room in Europe. And he added to the intimacy by building the final wing, which is right down the far end you can see here, which encloses the entire square. So the arcade that rings the square provides an elegant promenade, complete with drapes that provide relief from the sun. We don't have any of that sun today. It's been raining most of the morning here. But you can also imagine this square full of water. You'll actually see it's a little damp down here. And that's not from the rain. It actually happens every day, twice a day when the tides come in. So this morning when Jackie and I came out here first, there was down these sides, specifically toward those white cap things, items you see, those white cap items, the water comes up through the bottom of them. Okay? So about twice a day. Now they don't get very high. You can walk around it all over the place. But it's a reminder that Venice and the sea are intertwined. Now, as one sinks, the other rises. They're more intertwined than ever. Now, there are quite a few of these guys, and when the sun comes out a little bit more, or on the end of the thing, you have a lot of pigeons. I haven't been hit with any pigeon speckle yet. Oh, what was that, Jackie? So as Jackie was standing over the side looking at a shop, a seagull came down, grabbed a corner of the guy's sandwich, and ate it and took off. And the guy was just like beside himself. That happens all the time. But you have the pigeons here all over the place. Toward the front, they're actually more of a spectacle. We haven't had any pigeon speckle yet. I certainly had that last year in England, where I got crapped on by a pigeon or a seagull. But people here around here, they like the seagulls because they believe they eat the pigeons, which is not true. Now, in 2008, Venice outlawed the feeding of pigeons, but tourists, you know, eager for a pigeon-clad photo, they just really didn't get that message. Now, as we slowly looked at, this bell tower was an observation tower and a marvel of medieval and Renaissance architecture until 1902, when it crashed. It toppled down into the center of this piazza. It had grown ominously the night before, and it had sent people scurrying from the cafes, and the next morning, crash. Now, the Golden Angel, which is way up on the top, you can see, that actually came down and landed right in front of the church's front door, standing upright. So they rebuilt it 10 years later, completed it with its golden archangel Gabriel, who always faces into the breeze. And there is an elevator ride that we are scheduled to actually do this evening around sunset, but we may not do it because the view will be fine, but there won't be any sunset to see as we're expecting rain almost all day. So over to the side here, you can see back in the corner is a clock tower. I'll see if I can walk toward it. This was built during the Renaissance in 1496, and the Torre del Orologico marks the entry to the main shopping drag. It's called the Messeri or Mazzari in Venetian dialect. It connects St. Mark's Square to the Rialto Bridge. So from the piazza, you can see way up on the top those two. Let's see if I can zoom. It's not going to zoom for me. Sorry, gentlemen and ladies. But on the very top, there's two dudes up there that swing their huge clappers at the top of each hour. In the 17th century, one of them knocked an unsuspecting worker off the top to his death, probably the first ever killing by a robot. Now, you can notice one of the world's first digital clocks on the tower facing the square, with dramatic flips every 5 minutes. You can say the first digital clock. We'll look up to the side there. There it is. The first digital clock was here in the late 1400s and early 1500s. So, looking from the front of the St.Mark again, which is glorious inside. Jackie and I toured it this morning. It is Orthodox. It is a Catholic church. It houses the remains of St.Mark, which the Venetians stole from Istanbul, Constantinople, and brought back down here to put here and made this a religious spot as well. But the inside is dark compared to the average place. It's dark, and the mosaics light up things as it begins to rain. So there we are, St. Mark's Square in Venice, Italy.